Present day. Present time.
Borderlands 4 is literally a diabolical destruction on a franchise. Not only that, and it's poorly optimized, it's actual slop. And I know because I made sure before the game launch, I made sure to go on Steam and label it as woke slop. But it gets worse than that. You guys remember around last year or earlier this year where they asked Randy Pitchford? I'm calling him Pitchfork. I know his name is Pitchford, but I'm gonna call him Randy Pitchford because there's gonna be a lot of people with pointy forks really soon. Anyway, going back to the conversations, you guys remember when the fans asked Randy Pitchford if the game was going to cost $80, and he basically replied with like, oh, real fans were gonna make it happen, real fans are gonna buy the game. And after this, they got so much backlash from this that they were actually forced to sell the game to $70. They changed the actual price to $70. They had no other option. Now, thanks to Randy Pitchford, by the way, kind of ironic for a last name. I know it's Pitchford, but we're calling him Pitchfork. You see the irony in that name, why I gave him that name. You know, it's not all bad. I want to thank Randy for this because now I know what it means when a studio sells your game for $80. Let me translate that for you. Let me get the spooky translator for this. Okay, so when a developer tells you that a game will be $80, to translate it in short words, it means that this game is going to have such low sales that they're like, hey, we need to make our money back somehow, because I know the game is not going to do that good. Okay, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but a while ago when this game was in early development, there was like a really hardcore fan of the Borderlands franchise that have a terminal condition and he was gonna die, and his last wish was to play Borderlands 4, and he ended up playing the game before it actually launched, like years prior. He wanted to play this game before he died, and he got to play it. The player himself said that the game was actually really good, so this is why I'm under the impression, and I hope that the fan actually got to play the game before Gearbox decided to change the story of the game like 8 times, because I know this happened because that fan was like hardcore fan and he ended up enjoying it. So my theory is they changed this game's narrative so much, and that's the reason why the story is so bad now. And I like how the game graphics of this game look like Beautiful Joe. And keep in mind, Beautiful Joe is a game from the PS2 era. It even got ported to GameCube at one point. And somehow, Borderlands 4 manages to perform so badly, even for graphics that are not even this intensive, even on the latest NVIDIA GPU. Borderlands 4 looks like a 2D comic cartoon. How is this game performing this bad? Oh, but let me translate what Randy's response to the performance issues was. Let me just short it out for you guys. Get a better PC, brokies. Randy, just please, for the love of God, just shut your fucking mouth. Just shut your mouth. You really don't know how to keep your mouth shut. I swear, this guy. I almost feel like I've heard this before from a different developer. Let me think. Wait. Let me use my psychic powers. Oh yeah, top power with Batista and Starfield. Look how that worked out for him. I don't get how this guy has the audacity to say that Borderlands 4 is a premium game for premium gamers. Premium game where? Because it's short at the performance. Oh, I know. So, okay, this makes sense. So premium is actually supposed to be in that expansion. If you buy the deluxe packs, it comes optimized. Just kidding. No, it doesn't. So why do you need Unreal Engine 5 for a game that looks like it's stuck in a PS2 comic book era type of game? You think having Unreal Engine 5 was gonna make things any better? This game has already been buggy when they used to make it the way they used to in the past. You think Unreal Engine 5 was gonna make things better. Don't get me wrong. Some Unreal Engine 5 games do run well, but we know of that fact they're not gonna fucking take the time to optimize it. Oh, and don't even get me started with the story. The story doesn't make sense whatsoever. Anything you know in the past, and just throw it out the window. It has nothing to do with that. Oh, and don't even get me started with the characters are super forgivable. And yes, they do have some slightly interesting characters, but it doesn't really matter because they end up killing the only interested people in the game. It's like they have a character that shows up that clearly shows potential that they could possibly be a good character, and they just kill them. They just remove them off the face of the earth. You know, at this point, it feels like the fans are getting caught harder than IDOPS with, you know, IDOP's husband or whatever his name is. IDOPS, her, she, I don't fucking know. You know what I'm talking about. They're getting caught harder than IDOPS. Sure, the game's gunplay does feel better than other Borderlands game, but for the love of God, Randy, just please shut up, stop talking. Just keep digging your grave even deeper. You narrowly divergent at Jason Lovely person, of course. I like how this game even performs bad even on the platform that the game was meant for, consoles. You're telling me it struggles to get to 60 frames per second on the platform it was meant to be played. And here he goes once again saying that it's the players, not the game. Bro, just fucking take the L. Look how that turned out for Pirate Software. Yeah, not doing so good as he. And don't get me wrong, there's people that like to blame Unreal Engine 5, but they has been games that actually run good on Unreal Engine 5. Trust me, there has been games, but those developers and those studios are usually independent, and they're people that are passionate and actually want to deliver a good product. They're people that actually want to do this the right way. They don't want to disappoint. People who are in the verge to losing everything, this is their last chance that they're gonna get. I don't exactly think it's just the developers. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's the developer, but in this occasion, it's the leadership. It's Randy, the one who's driving this to the fucking ground. Yeah, there's always bad devs, there's good devs, but in every studio, there's always devs that want to make a good game. But because of the leadership, they're not allowed to do that. And by the time they get the chance to actually, hey, the studio says, oh, let's actually do it the right way, those developers already forgotten how to make a game because the good developers that were around, either they fire them, they put them to the bottom of the food chain, or they just altogether forgot how to make a good game. You know what? Let me play you guys a little clip right here. Hey, some of you guys have a conspiracy about the Game Pass. It's true. Don't tell yourself it's a conspiracy. It's real.
You're on the publisher side and have been involved in the launch of this game. Is Game Pass a good option for the release of this game to console? I'm going to be perfectly blunt with you. I looked into relatively extensively what type of deals are available for Game Pass published games. I was never involved, and I never got directly involved in direct negotiations with Microsoft. But I can tell you, all the information I found as somebody who owns a publishing company, I did not like what I saw from the Game Pass deals that I did. And I talked to other developers that have signed Game Pass deals and asked them what did they like and not like about them. The general feedback for Game Pass is if you are concerned about the success of your game, then it's a safe option. But if you think it could do well, it is not a good option.
Yes, this is coming from someone that used to work close up there. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is gaming in 2025. This is, if you guys think this is a bad thing, oh, you wait, it's going to get a lot way worse after Borderlands 4. I'm so glad I didn't pay for this game. I borrowed this game from crackheads, and if you know what that means, if you know, you know what it means, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. It's come to a point that when I see other developers hating on a game on a page like, I don't know, like a review page like IGN, when I see those developers hating on a game, that's how I know for a damn fact that that game is going to be good. Look at Silksong. So many devs trashing on the game. They're freaking out over an indie game that's not even supposed to be a competition at them, and they're trying to show every single dirt and shade that they could at the game. But sadly, I can't say the same thing for Borderlands 4, because sadly, I don't see no developer talking bad about this game. So I know this game is trash, because if they're not talking, if developers are not talking shit about a game, that's how you know that game is trash. Let me use a really good example. Dragon Age the Velgar. Hello? This whole dish is too funny. Okay, I'm sorry. I am not sorry, because I'm not getting ripped off. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, stay spooky, stay weird, and until next time, bye.
Dim, dam, dadilam, vacarme s'en va dans l'oubli éternam. Et Gustave, dom guardiam, dilim, didididilam, lutes sera dodilom, seram. Dim, dim, da da da, dim, dim, da da da, dim.